get my phone for the microphone here. All right, we are live. It is Friday afternoon, almost the end of February.
End of February. It's crazy.
We are looking forward to February being over. Cannot wait. Can you wait? We are just like this close. It has been a winter. Let me tell you. Normally we'll have like a melt and I've said this before, but we normally have like a melt in January. We normally have like a melt in February. We have not had any of those. It has just been snow piling up. We did have a melt in December after like our first big storm.
And we all got a little bit teased because it felt spring-like, and we were all kind of like, oh, this is a good sign, and then it just kind of slammed again with winter, so it's been nonstop.
Yeah.
Snow and cold, some sunshine, which is good.
Yeah.
But man, oh man.
And then we were out today, and after I did this discussion, I did that little blip this week about snow tires.
Oh yeah.
And so we were out today. I'm like kind of like comfy clothes today because we were out taking down furniture from a house that we had staged. And I had the trailer on the back of the van, and I was pulling slowly out of a driveway so that I didn't like jostle the furniture in the back of the trailer too much. And I got stuck in the slushy, crusted snow at the like end of the driveway, and like where the plow kind of didn't plow enough. And I was like, oh, stuck in the snow. Yeah. Our friend had to come back and like help push us out a bit. So yeah, the all weather tires. But that was also just me trying to like not go busting through crusty snow.
You got it. You just needed a little. You just need a little help from a friend. That's all.
Yeah. Get by with a little help from my friends.
That's right.
Yeah.
Every time.
We get through the snow with a little help from our friends. Yeah. Is that how it goes?
Yeah, it does. It's not how it goes.
Yeah.
So today, we're just like, we've been really quite busy, and we find ourselves flipping in and out of different scenarios, having to switch mindsets. So we're just coming off another busy morning, as Amy said, and we're into this. So we're talking today about whether or not PEI is really best for everybody.
Yeah.
But more so, it's just some real discussion about what PEI is like. And this is after, having come back as an adult after being away for 20 years and having grown up here.
And you lived in like the city too.
Well, yes and no. Like I grew up in the country and then I lived in the city, and you mean when I was away? Yes. So I've lived in big cities, and absolutely.
Like I've always been like
a little more rural.
Small town.
Yeah.
Right? Like I don't like the city.
Yeah. No, I was in big cities. I was in Toronto and Montreal, spent a lot of time in Berlin and big parts of the world that when I come home, and this is kind of what we'll start to encapsulate today, is when you come home and you have that perspective, or if you're from Ottawa or Toronto, you come here and you're like, oh, this is different. So I had almost forgotten, even having been born and raised here, coming back, it was a palpable thing that things were just slower and different here. And that's good. It's just, it really is about personal choice and lifestyle. Yeah. So we're going to kind of be real with you today about some of those things.
Yeah. So I think the first thing is like the pace of life. Mm-hmm. That if you really like that stimulating pace of life, then PEI might not be the best place for you. If you really, if you really want all the options, all the people, if too much quiet freaks you out. Yeah. Because that could be a thing.
That could be a thing.
It could be.
Yeah. If you're a real city mouse.
If you get freaked out by bugs.
Oh, yeah. Mosquitoes and black flies.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Frogs.
Well, yeah. I mean, we don't have large animals here.
There's no poisonous spiders.
There's no poisonous animals here.
There's no deer.
There's no deer. There's coyotes.
But there's no bears.
There's no bears.
Moose.
And there's no moose. No big prey. Medium-sized prey. But that's it. I mean, We're a pretty chill island, and
Ooh, I heard a rumor that there was a deer up by Mill
I
River.
know, I know, I saw that. I actually saw someone post photos of deer in their field. I
Huh.
mean, it's Facebook. You don't know what's really true,
Like,
but
like this just goes to show you what the rumor mill is like on PEI.
and that flood, that was the news,
That was
right?
the
That was the
news.
news. And one day it was like from East End to the West End, everyone was talking about this fabled one deer that came to the island. And there used to be bears here in the 50s too.
What?
Yes, there were bears on the island in the 50s. Absolutely. It's
The only thing I've ever
absolutely.
heard was a couple years ago there was a deer that swam across the
Strait.
Northumberland Strait and then it stepped onto the highway and it got hit by a
It
car.
got hit by a car.
Yeah, that's
I
the
know.
only thing I'd ever
I
heard,
know.
and it's just like,
I
okay,
know.
you made it to the island only to get hit by a car. Like that's just the worst thing ever.
So you can imagine with this being like top news on the island, which is kind of refreshing considering the state of the world at the moment. It just goes to show you that it doesn't take long for news to travel,
news to spread.
and it's typically about very small town things, even across the island. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we do
yeah.
have some regular bad news.
oh yeah, but it's like the crime rate is very low here. It's generally a very safe place to be.
I have to go get dog food after this, and I can almost guarantee you I'll probably leave my keys in the car when I pop into the Agro
Yeah,
Co.
and it'll still be there when you get back.
I almost always forget to take my keys out of the car when I go in and get it.
So life is slower here. It means, and that means also that that reflects how the pace of your social life goes. You know, if you're used to, like you say, being kind of stimulated by nightlife or having a lot of options and a multitude of things to do, and you're a night owl, then you're going to find that things are quieter here. The sidewalks tend to roll up, 10 o'clock at the latest, 11, 1 o'clock for bars. And then on Sunday, even, there's minimal shopping.
Sunday shopping didn't even happen on PEI until it was like 2009, 2010,
Yeah.
when they first rolled out Sunday shopping. It was only for the holiday season initially. Like it was only for like the 8 weeks leading up to the holiday season. And then it ended for like the first couple of years. As soon as Christmas happened, Sunday shopping was done. So
And then people got like,
it still drives me nuts that Sunday shopping really is only from noon to 5 or noon to 6.
yeah,
Right? Because like I do tend to work a lot of Saturdays.
yep.
So I would love to be able to not have my Sunday revolve around when can I go get groceries rather than I'd like to just go get groceries first thing in the morning and be done with it.
Right, and have the rest of your day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so that certainly,
that is a thing though,
Yeah.
right? Like it is just something that you have to get used to and you just have to plan around it.
Yeah, plan around
Yeah.
it. What else do we say?
The big thing is like if you're used to those 24/7 services, if you're used to being able to order sushi at 2 o'clock in the morning and have it delivered to you, that's not going to happen here.
Not even in Charlottetown or
No,
Summerside.
no.
Yeah, places are pretty quiet.
Yeah,
Hours.
even like the number of sushi places that there is, I can only think of
Yeah.
4,
Yeah,
I
there's-
think,
So
in Charlottetown.
we become a more multicultural island and that reflects on food as well.
Of course.
Yeah, but it's still getting up there. Like we've always
Yeah.
had a very strong Lebanese community because the Lebanese community has been strong here since the 70s.
Yep.
They've always been around and a really strong part of the island. And now we're also, getting a lot of Asian community members and a lot of folks from other parts of the world that are contributing to that. But again, that nightlife is like, it's quieter here. So in a way, it's refreshing. You really have to look at it from both sides.
And it should be noted that life in the wintertime is also significantly different
That's right.
than
Life in the
summertime
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like they're two totally different worlds.
Exactly.
As well,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Because the population like doubles in the summer.
It's true. Yep. And everyone, as soon as the snow melts, people are out in the shorts. Doesn't matter what the temperature is. The other thing too is that, I think about this often now that I live out in the country, and you're more of a townie than I am at these days. But the country life in the winter is much different than the country life in the city. In more rural areas, it's a different kind of season than if you're living anywhere. Central Island, I'm going to say Charlottetown or Summerside, it's a different kind of season here. But that is completely different from like winter in Toronto or winter in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Those are completely different experiences. So in a way, it's a bit of a pussycat compared to some places. Toronto wintertime sucks. It really is a slush bag of noise and dirt and snow that sticks around till July.
Gross.
But it's a pussycat in Charlottetown compared to Toronto. So, you know what I'm getting at? Like, yeah. It's different.
Yeah. If you're somebody who likes any type of music, any type of cultural event, then there's a lot of those things here.
Yep.
Year round. You can find any number of venues, any type of music, things like that, art, anything, any cultural events like that. But if you like the big ticket items, if you're wanting to see Ed Sheeran, Pink, anything like that, you're not going to find those here. You are going to have to go to Toronto, Montreal, something like that. That means you're going to have to fly there. And I will say, as somebody who just had to fly out of Charlottetown, and you're trying to get somewhere like for a specific event, flying in the winter sucks.
Yeah, it's very limited.
I was 30 hours late getting to my destination. So that was just delays.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
Yep. Wintertime here is an awkward phase.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen because you have to fly from Charlottetown to Toronto or to Montreal to get anywhere else.
Yeah.
There's very few flights that go direct from Charlottetown to somewhere else.
Yes, that's
so.
Correct. Yeah, or even warm destinations like there's.
Oh, but we did just open up a new flight to Mexico.
Cancun.
Something there was a big event that just happened at the airport.
That's right. I'll have to ask Ricky.
You will, because they had like a whole thing.
Yeah. So there are sometimes.
I hope it wasn't the bad side of Mexico where they're under attack right now.
I know.
That's so sad.
But yeah, so there are sometimes WestJet or other small charter planes will go to the warm destinations, but very often you have to go out of Halifax or Montreal or get to those destinations first. Yes, so good point. You are more isolated for flights here, but and we have the smallest airport in Canada.
It is technically an international airport.
Technically it is. So but nothing like having to show up 4 hours ahead when you go to Pearson or Halifax Airport, Toronto Airport.
Yeah.
Okay, so big ticket events. Again, there's a large arts community here. Don't be fooled. There's a lot of music. There's a lot of local art. There's a lot of Canadian art that comes to the island. But for those big ticket items, but it's getting bigger. Like there are more times of the year where there's festivals. There's all kinds of ticketed events. But yeah, if you're going to see a Pink, for instance, you're not coming to Charlottetown.
Unless Pink wants to come.
Yeah, well, she can.
We can start a campaign.
Campaign for Pink.
Yeah, Pink come to Charlottetown.
What else?
Community is next.
Yeah, so we were
close knit in a good way, mostly.
Yep. We were talking a little bit about, and we talk a lot about this with our clients, and those of you on the page as well, and some of you are our clients that come through this page. About the value here on the island of face-to-faceness, that actual intentional going and building relationships in person, saying hello and putting yourself out there. This is a place where those kinds of communications are deeply valued and probably always will be. And I love that. That stems from an older generation as well who have kind of helped instill those values into the younger generation. And that's just part of our kind of ritualistic way of being. So if you're coming to the island to visit, for instance, make a point of going out and, get to know your neighbor in the next cabin, or just get to know people. Because when you come back, or you're trying to build a life here, you'll be remembered. Those events and those intentions that you put out there are remembered from locals here, and it'll go a long way. I mean, you'll listen, and before you know it, buddy next door is plowing out your driveway just because they're going by, and that happens everywhere.
Yep.
And it's awesome. So those kinds of relationships in small or big communities across the island are, be intentional.
Yeah. A big thing is if you're friendly and outgoing and you're willing to get involved, then those are people who tend to thrive. The people, I tend to say like those who really put themselves out there, and what you put out is what you get back. Those that might struggle are really, really private individuals. People who just kind of,
unless that's what
you really want it, I'm going to say, like, if you really want to be private, there are plenty of 100-acre woods out here.
Hey, listen.
There's a bunch of them. There's not plenty. There's a couple of them that you could totally find, and you could just go buy yourself a 100-acre plot and just like build yourself a cabin in the middle of your 100-acre plot, and you could just live there, and nobody would know you're there. And you know what?
That's awesome.
You could totally do that. So if you want to be totally private, you could do that.
You can do that. So I live out in the woods in an area where a lot of folks came here as draft dodgers and hippies in the 60s and 70s and still live very quietly. Everyone's very involved in arts in some form or another, but on a very small scale, and tend to just move to the country because they want to have quiet life. So if you're into that, there's lots of space for it.
But it's kind of like you can't come here and just kind of like expect to be integrated. Like you do have to put yourself out there. You do have to do the work. If you don't like everybody knowing everybody, then it might not be the best place for you. One of the things that everybody says here, like when you meet somebody, and we all do it, like it's like, I met somebody today and I was like, are you from PEI? And he's like, no. I was like, how long have you been here? He's like, oh, I went to university here. And he was like 20 years retired.
Right.
Like, and it was just like, well, that's great. Like, obviously I'm not going to play Who's Your Father with the guy who, like.
But Who's Your Father is a game that gets played here.
But and so I didn't play like, how are we going to know each other from like somebody who retired 25 years ago, because like, that's not going to happen. But we would normally play like, Who's Your Father? And like, try and figure out who we know, what's our connection point, who do we know that what's in common.
That's right.
And that's our best way of like making a connection. It's often not Who's your father, as in like it used to start off with like, how are we related, but I feel like it's meshed now to be like, who do we know now? That's exactly. And we joke about it as like, how are we related? But it really is like, who do we now know that's the common ground, right? Because it's like, where do you work? Okay, degrees. Who do I know that works at So-and-so. Department of Veterans Affairs?
So what you're saying is that the degree of separation is very few. It's
right.
It's a narrow margin. And Orlando, welcome Orlando. Nice to see you here. You have a question about, from what you can see or perceive, what is the gay experience like, do you think? Bars, clubs, dating pool. Okay, so as someone from the queer community myself, Orlando, I can say that since I've grown up here, it's actually become multi-generational and really expansive for Island. The queer community here, the LGBTQA plus community, has kind of evolved from just being like the gay and straight community that were kind of, for lack of a better term, an older generation, to a vast age group of participants and folks who identify under the umbrella, and it's really kind of awesome. So having moved back here in 2021 as an adult, and I'm now in my early 40s, and as a as a person who falls under the umbrella somewhere, it's awesome. I see younger generations than myself and older generations of the community kind of coming together and just being very present on the island. So, and there's now a giant Pride Parade in July. It's quite big. And so much is that there are even participants in community groups, or groups of participants that come over from other provinces like New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, come and participate in the Pride Parade here, and vice versa. So I see, it's awesome. Like, so as someone that's coming from perhaps a larger pool, I'd say the dating pool is smaller here for those who have been and here and grown up on the island. You could almost joke that at some point everyone's dated someone else in on the island. But as a new person in the community coming here, I think for a small island, your options are good. There is a new club, I think that's opened up. What was it called? There are lots of queer-friendly spaces, even if they're not necessarily designated as a gay club or a queer club.
Is there like
There is a new place. I can't
no, but is
remember.
there like a pride flag sticker that goes at the front of
Yep.
businesses, like
Yeah.
on the windows,
Yeah.
that kind of
Yeah.
like
So
that?
you'll see the flag, the trans flag usually, and the queer flag are usually displayed on businesses to say that it's a queer-friendly space and a safe space. That's something that is all across the island now, from east to west. It's pretty cool.
And what's the main? Is it PEI Pride, or what's the main name of the group? Like maybe if Orlando was thinking
Yeah.
of. So you're an American nurse who had an interview. Oh, congratulations
Hey,
on
that's
passing your
awesome.
interview.
Congratulations.
Work at the
in
hospital.
Charlottetown. That's great.
I feel like we need to have like a
I know.
subgroup of just like nurses.
That's great. And Orlando, maybe we can just have a FaceTime sometime and say hello.
Yeah.
Because I know that you've been here a couple times now and just trying to kind of, thus far, no job offers. I don't know, to get somebody to trying Summerside. So I would say that Summerside is, I'd say Charlottetown might be more of your.
Charlottetown
Cool
has the
folks.
university too,
Yeah.
which is gonna like it has both a larger Holland College like campus and then both UPEI campus. So just having those two campuses, you're gonna have like a more diverse
You are gonna have more
population with
diversity
both
in
of
the-
those.
in Charlottetown area.
So
Yeah.
that could be a really great bonus.
I would say, as a queer person looking for kind of community groups and ways to participate and integrate, I would say Charlottetown is probably your best bet of the major cities here. Major cities.
Major cities.
But yeah, I would say that that's probably your best bet. Summerside is great, but even if like you're working in Summerside and you're living in between, then you have access to both Charlottetown and Summerside.
You could also
would be
live
good.
in Charlottetown and work in Summerside, and there's a number of nurses that
Could
do
do
that,
that.
and you could even like do
It's
like
an-
a carpooling.
Yeah,
Like there
it's
would
an hour.
definitely be some.
Exactly.
There'd be a number of people doing that
Exactly,
already.
but to find like your folks in the community and really just kind of dive into what's happening here, the scene is better off in Charlottetown. It's just, and I know I'm biased, and I know there's Summerside people here going, "Hey, what are you doing, you jerk?" But no, that's kind of where I would direct you is that area. But listen, Orlando, if you want to have a chat in time, feel free to message me. I'm happy to chat further about all of that, and kind of if there's resources I can send you, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think the biggest point about the community thing is like those expecting instant integration into the community is going to be the biggest downside.
Yeah.
Like people, like you can't just move here, and like we sometimes feel it too, that like we haven't sometimes found like our like family like foothold necessarily. Like, you know, we still have 3 young kids. Like sometimes it's hard to find like your niche for your family.
Yeah, that's right.
Especially with the gremlins. But yeah, so like, you know, like it takes time, it takes work, it takes effort. It's not going to be something that happens instantaneously, and you just kind of have to keep working at it, keep working at yourself, and
Yep.
you know, just keep.
Yeah, but it also, if you're going to come here, really embrace the fact that you are taking a slower pace of life. You're opting into that, but you also have arts, you have activity, you have festivities, you have cultural events and excitement and amenities, and you have the option of the absolute downtime. You can go disappear in the woods on the trails and just take deeper breaths. This is a place where if you want to find the balance and that's what you're seeking in life, people come here to seek that balance, and often it's very rewarding.
It is a big balance thing, right? Like going from the city where you could spend, like we were talking with somebody and they spend like 2 hours in the car one day driving home from work. Like that to me, like I get angry when my drive turns into 20 minutes.
It's true. You won't spend time stuck on the DVP for hours in traffic. You're not going to find the same kind of traffic and commuting behavior. And you say this often, like if it's a 45-minute drive to your next destination, it's 45 minutes of driving, not stuck in a vehicle bumper to bumper.
No, it's like driving.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
it's like 40 kilometers.
Yeah, go enjoy the scenery.
Yeah,
There's beautiful
put on a
views.
podcast that's 45 minutes long, because that's how long it's going to take
That's
you.
right, and you'll get there.
Yeah.
So the road rage statistically is lower here.
And chances are you'll pass 3 beaches on the way.
That's right.
Because you're never more than 15 minutes from the beach.
That's right. And if you hit water, you've gone too far.
Stop.
Yeah, exactly. You need to stop.
Actually, I asked a couple people downstairs what their favorite thing about living on PEI was, and everybody said the beach.
Oh,
everybody.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You had some other good points there. Please, folks, feel free and thanks, Peggy. Oh, Peggy says, okay, but you had. Oh, this is pertaining to you backing up the trailer. Peggy says, okay, but you had a trailer. I bet you would have been fine with just the car. Yeah, of course. I know, right?
Yeah.
She kicked ass. Like, that was an awesome move. I don't like backing up a trailer, but whatever.
If you're moving here, next topic. If you're moving here, chances are you're here year round. And so winter is a reality.
I know that we're talking about winter again.
Because it's winter.
And we're sick of winter.
Can it be April?
I know. Listen, and
season?
Here's the other thing. If you like to garden, you're going to get... Okay, let's talk about gardening, can we?
I guess.
Okay, let's talk about gardening, because we're talking about winter, and it's just driving me crazy. Here's the other side of winter, is that you will have a kind of a 3-season growing season here. It's not as long and as hot perpetually as more of central Canada and further west, but you are going to have a good growing zone here. And for those of you who garden, I want to see your comments and below, even when we're done this live. I mean, we're chomping at the bit to start our seeds. Mid-March, end of March is kind of when you start seeds.
So you put your seedlings in the ground a bit later here.
Yeah,
usually
like,
not until mid-June.
Yeah, it's like the almanac says something like new moon or something like that. Anyway.
Not until after the full moon in June.
And after the May 2-4 weekend.
Yeah.
Some people do May 2-4 weekend, which is what we call it's
Victoria Day.
Victoria Day, but we call it a 2-4 because we're Islanders and.
Everybody gets drunk on the 2-4
and the 2-4 is like 24. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the May 2-4 weekend, and some people wait till June, the new moon in June.
Full moon in June?
Something like that.
Something about a moon.
So gardening here, you will get 3 seasons, but you have to like get in there and go hard and just get every day you can out of the season.
Yeah.
So if you're a gardener, you will have success here. There are different zones and different little microclimates that you'll have to learn on the island. And that's actually just a joyful
accident.
Yeah, it's also a joyful experience because you have to trial and error. It's just like anywhere. So if you're gardening Ontario, you're going to have a different experience here. Period.
Yeah, it's shorter and harder here.
Yep. That's what she said.
But it is winter, and winter is harder. So those who might thrive are maybe some homebodies, because you're going to be home more. You're going to be stuck in it. Hopefully we won't get any more winters of 2015 where we literally had snowpocalypse and it was crazy.
Yeah, you were walking on snowdrifts at the same height as people's roofs.
It was insane.
Yeah.
But if you really like being home, maybe like board games or knitting or reading, maybe you're a storm prepper and you really like to be prepared. Maybe you just like to have like tubs full of cans of soup or something. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Or maybe you're a flexible remote worker who, can just sit at home and plug away at work.
That's right.
Those are people that might thrive really well here.
Or if you like just snowshoeing and being outside in the winter.
That is true. If you're really an outdoor person, like cross-country skiing.
Lots of snowshoeing, hiking. There's lots of trails all over the island. There's Brookvale Snow Park, which is all of the above.
If you're not a big downhill skier who has expectations of actual mountains.
The bunny hills here.
And if you're okay with just going down a bunny hill repeatedly, then we have the place for you.
Yep. Otherwise, you're going to Wentworth in Nova Scotia.
And even that's not that tall.
No, it's not.
But so cross country skiing,
Yeah.
is really big in the winter. Here we, like in town, Belvedere Golf Course is right there, and that's really good for cross country skiing and snowshoeing.
And skidooing.
No, not in town.
Yeah, there's skidoo there. A Belvedere?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was thinking of Fox.
Yeah, no.
Stratford.
You might struggle though if you rely on frequent travel, like we said, because of getting out of Charlottetown is really rough.
You're going to want four-wheel drive and proper. Well, all seasons is debatable and winter tires, but four-wheel drive is going to get you a long way if you're living out in the country.
See my post on tires. If you're sensitive to isolation, so if you really do need a lot of stimulation and people time, you can just have my job. And anybody that needs mild winters. So it is pretty windy here. The wind can get very cold and rough. The winters are not easy.
No, they're not. It's so. I always think of what my dad says, and this is forever ingrained in my mind: is there's no such thing as bad weather, just bad gear. So if you want to embrace it, you're coming into a client that has full 4 seasons. There's no doubt about it. You're going to get every drop of every season here, and it really is the enrichment of all 4 seasons. So if you're going to come here and spend the winter, hell, you could screw off to the warm climates and be a snowbird if you want.
Go to Portugal.
Yes,
Portugal is like the new Florida.
It's nicer. In many ways. Anyway, but yeah, if you're going to come here, be ready to get the gear, embrace it, and, you know, if one season is not for you and the 3 other ones you can deal with, you're
Fall
doing okay.
is beautiful. Like the month of October is just magical.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
You can swim here on the South Shore well into October. The North Shore is where the water is cooler and tends to be more susceptible to high winds and tides and cooler. Anyway, but yeah, you can enjoy all of the island.
Yep.
All year round.
Yep.
You just are limited by a few things. So we talked about nightlife is being available, limited. That's okay. We talked about, we didn't talk about lower than average wages.
Well, it's coming up.
Okay.
So next is healthcare.
Yep.
And healthcare is something that we've obviously talked about a lot, so we're not going to talk too much about it. If you, you're going to do fine probably if you're fairly young, fairly healthy, you don't really have that many needs. If you're good with virtual care, if you're fine with helping on Maple because you know, you just need a checkup or you just have something minor that you need to get done.
So, Maple, just to be clear, is there is a Canadian version of Maple and then there's the island version of Maple.
Right.
And it's free for use here, okay? So PEI Maple is a free service and it's very, very helpful. There's an app you can download, there are resources, there are good referral systems. Use it.
Yep.
I know I do.
Yeah.
In lieu of a family doctor, like many islanders.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
But if you might struggle moving to PEI if you are somebody who requires ongoing specialty care. Or if you're someone who is expecting immediate medical access. So very much like most of Canada now, we hear reports across all of Canada that there is a medical crisis happening, that there are many people across the country. I know it's very similar in Nova Scotia as well, and New Brunswick, and even in Toronto and many of the other big cities, that there are a lot of people who don't have family doctors. So if you don't have a family doctor there and you move here, probably nothing's going to change. But if you do have a family doctor or if you do have a specialist and you're going to need to have that continued access, if, for example, you are under direct care of something like a cardiac specialist and you require immediate access to something like a cardiac specialist, then PEI might not be for you. We refer a lot of our cardiac cases off island. I don't even know if we have a cardiac specialist
No,
on island.
on an island. No.
I don't know what we have for, and so this might be something that you need to
Yeah,
follow up with
that's right.
specifically with your doctor, and even ask if it's the right person, right place for you. Because when somebody has a heart attack here, we often send most of our cardiac cases over to St. John, New Brunswick.
Yep. So, and it's true that there are more quorum doctors that are coming here, and sometimes they're able to bring in specialists, quorum specialists, but there aren't, again, we don't have a permanent specialist and we also don't have a neurosurgeon, you know.
Yeah,
So-
I go off island
Yep.
for neurosurgery care.
Yep.
I'm referred off island, so
Yep.
and I'm supposed to have a neurologist appointment that I was referred to 3 years ago.
Right.
That I haven't, like, we have neurologists on the island. We don't have a neurosurgeon.
Yeah.
But the neurologist is significantly backed up.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
it's been like, I've been to my neurosurgeon 3 times, but I haven't never been to my neurologist
Neurology.
appointment.
So again, as Amy pointed out, if you're someone that has kind of ongoing or chronic or specialty care that's necessary for you to live comfortably and have access to 24/7,
Or just live.
this is a tough one, and I don't know, a lot of people are struggling with certain needs here on the island.
We do hear of
tough
people
one.
too who are waiting for a medical procedure before they actually make the move.
That's right.
We
That's right.
do, like, there might be somebody who's waiting to have a surgery, and
right.
then they'll make the move after they've
That's
had
right.
that surgery. So then maybe that's a better option for you.
Yep, because follow-up can be a virtual thing. Follow-up can also be something that is referred to off island. There's all kinds of other ways that the system can benefit you here. It really depends on the resources that you need. Amy and I, in real estate, you find yourself working with a lot of healthcare professionals that are coming to you know, like Orlando here is making some big life choices, and as a healthcare professionals, finding that there are options here, you have to go and get them. There are, again, more quorum opportunities. There are lots of
You mean
traveling. Locums, not, what did I say? Quorum. Locum, not quorum. That's a different special word. Locum, nurses and doctors. So yeah, there's lots of opportunity there. Okay.
Ooh, Pat said storm chips. Yes, storm chips are essential
Okay.
for your winter. I actually skipped the storm chips this
You did.
last time, and I got storm dairy. I had so much cheese and like butter.
Okay, but
and,
what are you, back up, what are we referring to? People are going to be confused.
Oh, when you're
chips.
storm chips. Actually, do you know what? There's actually an official flavor of storm chips now that
No.
Covered Bridge has, and it's like all the chip flavors like
Yep.
mixed together.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it is good.
Covered Bridge is a PEI?
No, it's New Brunswick.
It's New Brunswick.
New Brunswick
Yeah, chips.
potato
Okay.
chip. There was a big thing a couple of years ago where everybody kept buying chips.
My friend Stephanie in Halifax coined that phrase.
Did
She hashtagged it once on social media, holding a bag. I could tell you, I could pull up the spot, and she held up a bag and it said hashtag storm chips, and it went viral.
And it was all preparation for like a big winter storm that's coming
know.
in. And it just took off. And then
Yeah.
it used to be like everybody would be getting their storm chips,
And
and
that's
like
Stephanie.
and the chip aisle would be just picked clean.
Oh yeah. So Steph used to be the actual CBC Maritime Noon host in CBC Halifax. Stephanie Dorman.
Yeah,
She's-
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have totally like
That was hilarious. We've sidetracked.
clearly we need healthcare. The last thing,
Any questions?
yeah.
Guys, give us your
2 more
questions.
topics. Career and income expectations.
Right.
So, who thrives? Remote professionals, because you can work from anywhere.
And there is fiber op is
A lot of the island now. It's-
especially in rural areas as well.
And while I hate to put it out there because, but Starlink, my in-laws,
I know.
they live up by East Point, like pretty much the tip of the island.
Starlink is helpful.
And they do have Starlink, and it is really good and reliable, and but yeah.
Yep.
So unfortunately,
And Bell right now are the main stakeholder with fiber op.
also.
I know, but at least it's not Elon Musk.
I know.
But yeah, so there are
Not to get
options
political.
to stay connected, reliably connected here for those of you who are working remotely. Who else is going to benefit here?
It says entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
tradespeople. We
Yes.
always need tradespeople.
Listen.
Electricians, plumbers, contractors,
Roofers,
anything like
and
that.
floor layers, anything. If you're a laborer, you can find work here. And often you can find, well, if you're working in construction, for instance, you can sometimes have, what's the word? What's the word when they're unions, unionized workers? There are, God, I'm really struggling
I have no
today.
idea where you're going with this.
Oh my God. Okay, so for union workers in the trades,
Yes.
when you're working construction, there's
Okay.
often unionized labor jobs on
Okay.
the island as well,
Okay.
represented by the Steelworkers of Canada.
Okay.
Okay, so for those of you who have worked in unions before and are coming here in labor, so look up what there is in labor lines for union jobs. That's my, there you go.
All right.
Steelworkers of Canada.
The last one I have on the list is healthcare workers. If you work in healthcare, Orlando, then those are all jobs that are in high demand.
Teachers, bilingual teachers, we need you.
Teachers are also, yeah.
Yeah.
If it was like 15 years ago, like when I was coming out of teacher school, like you could not get a job.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
teachers
are
are
needed. Yeah.
Childhood education.
Early childhood educators for sure.
What else?
If you want to run a daycare, we need daycares.
Yes, we need daycares like crazy. Entrepreneurs do well here. It really depends because we're a smaller island and our amenities are, we're still catching up on a few things. We almost experience the trickle down effect of like economic, booms here. So it takes a while from what other parts of Canada will be experiencing. It takes a while to get to the island. But if you're someone that's innovative and wants to start a business here, then depending on what that is, there's room for it. And there's lots of money out there to be had for entrepreneurs as well. Finance PEI, there's lots of free money out there or well-loaned money. What else? Who else does well here? If you have a dog daycare or a dog walking service or a home sitting service, you will do well here.
Really?
Yes. I have 4 dogs. I will employ you full time. What else?
People who struggle are if you are in a highly specialized industry.
Yeah.
If it's really specific, then and it's not found here, then you might struggle. High income earners expecting the same salaries.
That's a big one.
However, I will say on the flip side, one thing that's actually alternatively pretty good here compared to something like Ottawa or Vancouver is government jobs because our cost of living is relatively lower compared to those places, but the job salary is very similar.
Yep.
So
Government jobs
here tend to be highly sought after, at least for islanders, compared to what they are in like Victoria.
Both provincial and federal jobs as well. Oh, here's another one. If you are outdoorsy or like to be outdoorsy, work with Parks Canada. Parks Canada has all kinds of positions available.
Especially if you're bilingual.
Yeah, bilingual, exactly. You'll get top tier. Their programs are great. They hire vastly throughout the island. And very often they hire you seasonally, and then you could do an employment in the wintertime or take another job in the winter. But I know a lot of folks who actually work with Parks Canada seasonally and go back, and they have this like kind of permanent contractual position back again because Parks Canada really likes loyalty. They thrive on having folks that are interested in doing nature tours and school trips and all kinds of stuff. So because we have a few provincial conservation areas all over the island and provincial parks, Parks Canada is very vibrant that way. So if you're outdoorsy, Parks Canada is a great gig.
Yep.
Yep.
And then both dual career households in niche field. So again, it's that niche field thing, that can be a really big struggle just because the big thing is if you're looking for a job on PEI, follow up with a phone call.
Yes, always.
Islanders, because our community still relies so much on connection points, we really do like to have that personal connection to the employee. So if you're sending in a resume for a job, then it does not hurt to follow that up the next
Follow-up
day
is huge here.
or 2 days later with a phone call to the
Yeah.
manager, to the HR person with a phone call and just be
Or
like,
if you're here, go into their office
Yeah.
and say hello and shake their hands. Or
Yeah.
even just, hey, I was walking by, I just wanted to check in. That goes a long way here.
yeah,
That's
it
right.
really does. To put, because it not only shows like that you're a personable person, but that you're interested and that you're an actual real person and that you know that you're not crazy.
That's probably one they check off the list. That's right.
Listen.
No, it's true.
It's true. Like when I was hiring, just that idea that I could look into your eyes and you didn't have crazy eyes.
That's right.
Like,
I'm so glad I got the job. It's true. So again, back to this whole thing that it really comes down to that's how people work together well when they have face-to-face value. It comes around. That's what makes relationships here on the island.
yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Community over competition is generally what we like
Just
to say.
community.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like PEI really is for people who want to have that sense of community,
Yes.
really build the relationship, really just,
Raise their kids in a wholesome place where they can run around in the street and be kids.
yeah, that's a big thing.
yeah,
And that's what I get from a lot of people when we talk to like families moving here is that they want their kids to have that sense of childhood. And
Yeah.
when I know I've said this before on lives, like when I talk about how my kids have that sense of childhood, how, you know, like last night when I got home from work, where were we last night?
Oh,
Where was I last night?
I don't know.
I don't
You were
know
at
either.
home.
Okay, I got home sometime last night. Anyway, there's a big cul-de-sac
Oh,
just
yeah.
across from my street, and there's a big pile of snow in it from all the snowplows. That's where they pile it.
Yep.
The kids are just playing like
I know.
king of the hill on
It's
top
awesome.
of it, and they're just like, and I mean,
Trudging
it's like a
over.
big cul-de-sac,
Yeah.
so like it's a big pile of snow. So there's like all kings on it, but like there's like 5 kings. So, but they're just, you know,
Being kids.
being
outside.
kids
Yeah, that's
until
great.
like 6:30 at night,
Yeah,
right? And
that's awesome.
amazing.
Yeah, it's
It's
awesome.
amazing, and there's like, yeah,
Yeah,
multiple households of kids.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
And then you hear parents whistling down the street
Yeah.
or yelling for the kids.
yeah, because
So
it's
listen,
dinner time.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Orlando had another question.
Yeah.
Can a single RN make enough to support themselves there in Charlottetown, have fun, save money, buy a house, rent not as expensive as BC, lower mainland? Oh gosh, yeah. So yeah, Orlando, you can. So rent is going up or has gone up, but it really depends on what you're renting. And again, I think this is maybe just a one-on-one call that we get to have, and we'd love to chat with you and welcome you anyway. But you can move here and rent and work full-time and do those things and save for your first home. We often talk to clients about the first-time homebuyers incentive, and there's a 5% down payment plan that the province allows for first-time homebuyers. Up to $350,000. That's a conversation that we can have, but there are resources available to you to buy your first home if you don't want to be stuck renting.
But if you're looking at like a 1-bedroom apartment in Charlottetown,
Yeah, you're gonna pay probably
1,600.
Yeah, and up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about that.
If you're lucky, you'll find something like you can find places like Cornwall is less for rent. I wonder about Craig's place. Anyway, Cornwall's less for rent. North River, a little bit out of Charlottetown, Stratford. There are places that you can step out of the downtown core ever so slightly and find less rent. Downtown is great for walking and transit and things like that. Oh, we didn't talk about transit. That's another topic. But if you want to decrease your rent a little bit, then you're gonna maybe consider being in the Cornwall area, for example. But yeah, you can do all those things. Just like anybody, just be diligent about your budgeting and whatnot. But lifestyle here is fairly affordable, much
more so
than BC and the lower mainland. Even, New Brunswick is renownedly less expensive.
Yeah.
It's also New Brunswick. And then Halifax rents these days tend to kind of edge more on what Toronto rents have been in the past. Anyway, yeah, you can do all those things if those are your goals. It depends on what you're renting. If you have a roommate, great, split your costs in half. There's all kinds of ways to formulate it, but essentially, yeah, you could be saving for your first home.
Yeah.
And that's why you should talk to us. Anyway,
Pat, we know you've been
to
waiting.
move because of medical issues I have. I was told that they're told here in Calgary that they will have me followed. They will have me followed by the transplant clinic in Halifax. Wow. I'm okay with this now, as I am not a regular patient. I spend several months a year in PEI. Yeah, Pat. So I know that you've been part of this community for a while now, and you've been really active and kind of vocal about like your plans to get here. And so I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, because I think you have a house in
yeah.
Summerside.
That's right. Yeah. So I'm glad that you're finding some options here.
Yeah.
With a regular. Yeah, it's true. Like that's such a process too, and I can't imagine what that's been like for you. But it's good that you've got someone like in Halifax working on your behalf and advocating for your health.
And that you have a plan
Yeah.
to have like your medical stuff taken care of,
exactly.
but then also followed up whenever you get here.
100%. Yeah. So that's really good.
And that's kind of the one thing that we've said
Yeah.
to have the continued medical care is make sure you have that person here. If you are moving and you do need that follow-up care, like that's what we did when we needed a pediatrician when we moved here, is that we had the referral for the pediatrician for when we got here, so that we already had it. We didn't have to try and get a referral while we were here, through a walk-in clinic for a pediatrician to then try and get it. We just got it straight from our pediatrician in Nova Scotia to the pediatrician here.
Yep, that's right. Yep. So think about those things ahead. And listen, don't hesitate to ever bring those things up again, even if we're talking about it here. It's an ongoing conversation. Don't ever hesitate to ask again or chime in again with similar or same questions. That's never an inconvenience. It's a really important conversation to continue having, because folks like you, Pat, are finding resolutions. You're in Summerside. That's great. Perfect. Oh, that's great. How are we doing?
PEI. Last couple things is PEI is ideal for those who love nature.
Yeah, it's a nature lover's place.
It really is.
Everything.
And there's so many different types of nature, right? Like you're in the woods. There's the beach. There's like the cliffs. There's just like there's gardening.
There's camping. There's hiking. Year round.
There's kind of hiking. There's like walking.
Yeah, like walking trails. There's lots of walking trails here.
Yeah.
It's not really
hiking.
Heavy duty hiking.
No. But like the thing that I love, like I live in town. We have, I think our yard is like 0.4. Like we have a large yard for being in town. We have a huge yard for town.
So yards are, that's a good point. Houses have a lot of space here.
They're getting smaller. Like the newer subdivisions, they are getting smaller. Like it's not uncommon now to see like the larger yards be like 0.2.
Oh yeah.
Right? But our yard is quite large at 0.4. And so we have enough room to have a large dog, and I have a large vegetable garden, and the kids still have room to play.
That's right.
And like, so I get to have lots of outdoor space. We have a large deck, right? Like, so
you've got space, and it's that nice break between, like, when you step outside of the downtown core, in most subdivisions, except for the new ones, like that you mentioned, you do have this nice breath between houses. And you'll notice here on the island, and a lot of you can attest to this, that there aren't big fences separating everybody, because everyone just has space to call their own, and we're not clinging for that, like, that sense of this is mine and that's my postage stamp. There's not that here.
And we only just put up a fence this year because we got Kevin, which is the name of our dog. Like true. Until we had our dog, we didn't put up a fence, and the only reason we even put up a fence is so that the kids can take him outside and play in the backyard, like safely, and they don't have to worry about him getting away.
Exactly. There's lots of space between homes here.
Yeah,
it's nice.
And it was never like we needed to stake our claim on the yard. And that's, I feel like, how most people feel. Like it is just very like, we have all this space.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice.
Yeah.
It allows people to just be a little more relaxed in communities as well.
Yeah.
You're not clamoring for
You're not trying to block out your
Yeah,
neighbors
I
because
know.
your neighbor isn't right there.
No, and they're right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You have space.
And you actually like your neighbor.
Yeah, listen,
Mostly.
and then if you're like me and you want to live outside in the country and have 10 acres around you, and the next house is like,
10 acres
10
away.
acres away, then that's awesome. There's all kinds of space for that too. There's lots of homes out there that are just waiting for you to come and settle them. Yeah, it really depends. I think there's a little bit of everything here for folks. It just, you have to make a conscious decision that you're gonna
build the life that you want to build.
Yeah, exactly. Those.
Oh, you can't read.
No, I can't read.
Intentional living.
Oh, intentional living. That's it.
Yeah.
So again, come here and be intentional.
I think that's the thing is like when you guys make the move to come here,
Yeah.
is that you're actually making that choice. Like
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the people in the group are making the choice
Yeah.
to come, and they're making the decision just like we did.
Yeah.
They're making the decision to move here.
Yep.
So they get to build the life that they want.
That's right. And you really do get to build the life that you want.
Yeah.
That's right. And even with the lesser of this and that, sometimes less is more. Sometimes it's okay to have fewer options. Sometimes it's okay not to be so overly stimulated by amenities and this and that being available to you consistently. We're so used to that anyway, and always being plugged in. If you're wanting to kind of simplify some of those notions, it's a good place to be. It's a really good place to be.
Yeah.
I'll grow
Bake your
with
bread.
it. Yeah.
Grow your vegetables.
Have your chickens.
No. Chickens are weird.
Ducks are better. Get some quail in the city. You can get quail in the city here because they don't make noise and they don't stink. So guess what, Charlottetown? A lot of people are going to be raising quails there.
No.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Yeah,
It falls under poultry.
No.
Yeah.
Quails aren't birds. They're dinosaurs. Anyway, different conversation. What else? The last thing we're going to talk about is...
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, listen.
So is it right for everybody?
How's that?
So is it? No. The answer is no. It's actually
Okay.
not right for everybody.
No, and that's right. But
And
I
that's
think
okay.
everyone here is very, you guys are here being curious too. That's what I like about this group.
And here's the thing, guys.
Yeah.
We'll tell you the truth.
Yeah, we're not going to sugarcoat anything. Where's that page again? The other thing too is not everyone here is coming here to move here. A lot of you are coming to spend time here, consider a cottage or moving here to work and rent. This is what we do for a living, but we're also making this a community that's kind of full of resources. That's the main vein. And I'll always say, if you have questions, specific questions you want to have a little tete-a-tete with, we're always available to just have a conversation.
Yeah.
And because we have all kinds of resources. Again, this is what we do for a living. And a lot of you we've helped get here through whatever, your goals are.
And we do it for a living, but we made the conscious decision
Yeah.
to make the move to PEI. And that's what I always remember is that it was a very intentional choice for both of us.
Yep.
And we've made very intentional choices since then.
That's right.
To, like, even your last move was a very intentional brick by brick choice
that's right.
to build the life that you wanted.
That's right.
Right?
And
So,
it's great.
yeah.
It's the next chapter.
Yeah.
And you get
So
to raise your kids here and, just...
let them be feral.
Yeah.
I mean, free range.
Yeah.
They're free range. They're not feral.
Much like my chickens.
My children aren't feral.
Yeah, so keep being curious, keep asking questions. Don't hesitate to direct message us if you have questions. I know a lot of you do, and that's awesome. Please, don't hesitate. We're here. Anything else?
No, I don't
Okay,
think so.
that was a good one.
Yeah.
I like these seats. They're more comfortable.
Actually, I should go. Yeah, I gotta go get the kids off the bus.
And I have to go do a showing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. All right. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Feel free to share this with your people, your friends, your family. Send us messages. Ask questions.
The home show is next week.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
PEI Outdoor Home Show. So,
We'll be there.
yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Our brokerage is going to be there. And lots of island-owned businesses will be there, and it's actually a lot of fun. So if you're moving here and you're looking for an event, this is a great February event, March event.
It is March on Sunday.
God, I'm so excited.
It officially Muddy March.
I know. I don't want the mud.
It's almost mud season.
Gosh. Anyway.
Bye,
Great.
guys.
Talk
Bye,
soon.
Peggy. Bye, Orlando. Bye, Pat.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
anybody else.
Talk soon.